Om, Namaste to all. We are going to see another interesting topic today on the relevance of faith in God and Vedas. Basically, as I tell in all the videos, whatever knowledge I have gained is only due to my Guruji Swami Ram Sarupji Yogacharya. He lives in Himachal Pradesh. He is a Ashtanga yogi, a philosopher of Vedas, and a living legend. Coming to the topic that relevance of God, whether God exists or not. How do you know that Vedas are from God, not written by human beings? Can't human beings write Vedic mantras or Vedic shlokas? So these are some of the insights I would like to give in this video. I have noted some important points from the texts of my Guruji, as I told, from his books, Vedas Divine Light series. He has written five series in that book, and you can order this book from vedmandir.com website. And as I told, that this is not a promotional video for selling the books, but this book contains so much vast knowledge. In fact, I've been studying this book for quite many years, and still a lot of things are contained in this book. And if you read once again and again, you get more knowledge on that. So coming to the topic, on the relevance of existence of God. So because of course I have put another video on Big Bang Theory, and then other topics relevant to God, in which I have told that there exists a God. But then some people I see many videos in YouTube where people are of course they belong to some caste, or they say that there is no God, there is no need for God, etc. So I would like to, there are some people say that Lord Ganesha is God, Lord Rama is God, Lord Krishna is God. I think I made another video for Krishna earlier. You have to see, if you have not seen that, please request you to see that. So now I put some the question is like this: is there a existence of God or not? This is the fundamental question which comes in the mind. And if there is a God, then who is she or he? How does he or she looks? Is it a he or she? Number one. And then the other question comes is, if there is no God, if some people just directly say there is no God, there is no need for God. But if there is no God, then we have to understand that who is creating this universe? Maybe creation happens automatic. So these are the things fundamentally we have to understand, and I'm going to discuss these things in this video. I request you to see the full video. If you see let's take from the third question, that if there is no God, then who creates this universe? If you just look upon the sky, we see the sun, right? We see the sun. We are living in this earth, and then many years people were believing that the sun is coming around the earth, but then later on we know, and Vedas tell from time immemorial, that earth is going around the sun. So we understand that earth is rotating around the sun, and sun's gravitational force is keeping earth in line, etc., etc. And then we have a moon. So we have to understand that never ever, none of the planets what we see around has got a collapse with another planets, etc. So that means there is a kind of order in rotation. There is an order in day and nights at various geographical positions. There is an absolute order in everything, in happenings of seasons and timely. Rains comes and on timely seasons, subject to the pollution matter, which I'm keeping aside. So these things which we have to understand, and no need to see the universe. Come inside the human body, just see the human body. We have a nervous system which is extremely complex, very, very complex. Lot of nerves connecting from brain to legs, and the brain itself is a very complex mechanism to analyze and understand. And we have to see the telegraphic nervous system of eyes, which is seeing and receiving the light and then passing this information to brain. And we have the respiratory system, and there are fluids inside the body, and then which is absolutely different, having different characteristics at different places and different colors. And there is bone system, and inside the bones there are other components. And we have to see the speaking vocal, what I'm speaking, the sound, how it is coming up, this functionality, and then hearing functionality, how the sound goes inside. It's not as simple thing that it can just be made just without any planning, right? If you have constructed a house or bought a flat, you would probably know that the house is made of what? House is made of cement, it's made of sand, it's made of stone, it's made of iron, etc. but you keep all these elements at a place. You keep 10,000 bricks and then some sand, cement required for it. You keep in a place with iron, everything, the rods required to build the basement, etc. You keep in a place and then go away and then come after 10 years and see it. It will be rusted, it will be spoiled, but it will not be built as a house. Why? Because to build a house you need a planner, you need a planning sheet, and you need a labor to, I mean, the alloy power to work on it, and then you need a supervisor to govern it. So all these things are needed to build a house properly. So if this human body is built, what is that power? Some power has to build it, otherwise this perfect planning cannot happen. And the location of mind, we have gone to, and something else is speaking from my, if I'm dead, my body is just lying down, something else is speaking from inside. So we have to really understand that there has to be a power which is governing all these things. Maybe the so-called atheist, because the atheist definition does not come with rational thinking. Normally it is irrational because they call themselves a rational, but they irrationally say that they don't have time to analyze this. They say, yeah, it's a biological phenomena, that's it. Biological phenomena cannot be so, I mean, it cannot happen just by a chance. Just by chance. Why not? There is 2 suns in the sky. Why there is no 4 5 moons in the sky? There's only 1 moon. What is the purpose of it? So it's, everything is properly planned, and that planner, that superpower which does everything, is what we call as God. I will come to the second topic of Vedas is from God. I mean, that is another topic which I will cover, but just we have to understand, number one is the existence of God, because this understanding will clear out the second portion of the topic, because that is more or less easier. That I will come later on. And the other one, if you see the gyan or the knowledge, let's say as I told, that you need knowledge to make a plan for building a house. So I need a knowledge. For example, I'm having food in the house. Somebody is cooking the food. Who has taught the cook how to cook food, how to make chapati, how to make rice, what are the dals to be used, what are the fruits I can eat, where from, I mean, what is the name of the fruits? Everything has to be, this knowledge has to be given. You may have if you have a child at home, or if you see a neighbor's child, or you would have seen children anywhere, you would see that, child even require the parents' support for teaching them toilet habits. They have to be taught how to eat. They will eat with both the hands. They will keep legs in the plate, right? You have seen that. So that means, what is the implying meaning behind this is, unless there is a knowledge that is given to someone, the knowledge is never gained. I go to a new place. I'm going to Bombay, and I want to meet someone. I go to him, and then unless I introduce myself saying that my name is so and so, I'm coming from so and so for this purpose, unless I do this, he will not know it. So similarly, when this creation has happened, I have told that this creation has to be happened by this superpower. When this creation happened, and the human beings are created by the Almighty God, he has to give this introduction of himself, that I am Almighty God. So where he is giving this introduction, this is coming to the second portion of the topic. So unless God himself introduces that I am God, these are my qualities, this is my universe, this is how I create, these are the animals, this is human body. Inside the human body you have this functionality, inside the human body this is what is happening. This is how you have to do agriculture, this is how you have to take the crops, this is how you have to cook the food, this is what you have to eat, and this is what you have to pray, this is what you have to do yogasana, this is what you have to do pranayama. Everything, all the knowledge A to Z is given in this knowledge. That knowledge is called Vedas. Vedas are not books, because you understand that when this at the time of final destruction, before the creation of universe, God is alone. As I told in the Big Bang video, if you have not seen, please see that God is alone. He does not require air to breathe, he does not require water to drink. He is surviving without any of these requirements. So that naturally, after creation of universe, he does not need a book to write and show to people that this is the book I am giving you. No. Why should he need a book? Because for if God is giving this book, then he needs an assistance of pen, paper, pencil, all these things. And God is creating this universe without any assistance by his divine power. Then why does he need a paper, pencil, or a mouth to speak? This is coming to the another topic along with the Vedas, that what is that God? Is it Lord Ganesha, Lord Rama, Lord Shiva, etc.? So I will come to that. So we have to understand that God has given this knowledge not by paper, not by pencil, not by telling it by mouth. He created, or he originated by his divine power within the heart of these four rishis. Why only four rishis? I will explain in another video about the Veda fundamental. Because he originated by his power, and this by his power he originates Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sama Veda, and Atharva Veda. And each Veda contains a primary subject. Of course, all the Vedas speaks about God, but each Veda contains a primary subject. Like example, Rig Veda speaks about the material and the science, applications of science, etc. as a primary subject. Yajurveda speaks about the karmas or deeds that has to be done by human beings as a primary subject. Of course, it speaks about many other things. Samveda speaks about upasana or worship of God, yoga, pranayama, yajna. These things are spoken in Samveda, or knowledge is given by God in Samveda. And Atharveda speaks about medical science, construction of body. And Atharveda also confirms the knowledge of three Vedas as correct. And all these four Vedas are coming from this God. And all these four Vedas are coming from God is also mentioned by God in Vedas itself. So this is coming to the second topic, and that we have to understand, unless knowledge is given, knowledge is never gained by anyone. So this knowledge is how to survive in this universe is given by God. What is your purpose of taking human birth? The purpose of taking human birth, what is that? Have we ever thought about it? We have to think about it. What is that we want in life? We want no sorrows. We want happiness. We want joy, right? Each and every animal in this planet wants joy, happiness. They don't want sorrows. You don't want a bird does not want to go into cage. They want freedom. We also want freedom. So God says your life, your purpose of life is to attain this freedom. This freedom is nothing but the moksha or a mukti. This is the purpose of human life for which Vedic knowledge is given. But unless the science knowledge is given, unless how to eat food, this knowledge is given, we cannot survive. Because for Jivatma to reside inside this body, we need this knowledge. So naturally, we have to progress both in the worldly life as well as in the spiritual path so that we can succeed in this life. So this is in short a proof that God exists and God gives this knowledge. And coming to another topic, very, very important. God is what? Almighty. He knows everything. So his knowledge is always infinite, and his knowledge is always full but infinite. But then he gives this knowledge at once. He does not need to send different, let's say he does not need an assistance of another person to reveal this knowledge to the public, or a messenger, that I am the messenger of the God, I am giving this knowledge for Kali Yuga, I am giving this knowledge for Satyuga. He does not need, due to change in times, God does. If God knowledge is changing as per times, then God's knowledge is not universal. His knowledge is not all powerful, right? If there is changes, amendments in God's knowledge, then there is no knowledge at all then. Then the knowledge at that point of time is wrong. So how come that knowledge can be true? So God's knowledge is that in Vedas, which is never changed at any point of time and always same from the start to the end of the universe. Because time does not have impact on truth. That's the definition of truth. Na abhavo vidyate satah. Truth doesn't change with time. Truth is always constant. This is what Sri Krishna Maharaj also tells in Gita. Now coming, it's already 14 minutes, but now coming to another important topic. So is that God, can that God take a form? Because I saw in some of the question answers to my Guruji in the website is, God was lonely, he created this planet because he was feeling lonely, and then he created a form to come to human beings to, spread his who is God, etc. But why should he do that? There is without a reason, nothing can happen, right? Why should he take a form to come and show that I am God? He doesn't need. There is no reason for that. Why should take a birth to kill Ravana or Kansa or anyone or Duryodhana, etc.? Why should he do that? Because he is almighty. He doesn't need any weapons to create this universe. Does he need any weapon to kill anyone? So these are the things which we have to think upon. So so we have to see and worship the God which Lord Rama worshipped. Lord Rama, we say Lord Rama because Bhagavan Rama, because Vayam Bhagavanta Sama. Bhagavan means one who is Vayam Bhagavanta Syama. This Rigveda mantra. Bhagavan means one who has got unlimited happiness and merriment and Aishwaryavan. So this we call any yogi as Bhagavan. We can call yogi as Bhagavan. Even my Guruji has written article in his website. You can read that. So Bhagavan Ram's teacher was Vashishta Muni. So he read Vedas from Vashishta Muni. So we have to understand to whom Bhagavan Ram was praying. Before birth of Bhagavan Ram, whom Dashrath was praying. Before born of Dashrath, who was his father? So we have to worship that God. Like example, people worship Lord Shiva today. Lord Shiva is closed. The photo, if you see what is available in the public as representation of Lord Shiva with a snake in his arms and etc., with moon in his head, etc. What he has closed his eyes and he is doing meditation. So to which God he is meditating, to whom he is appealing in meditation. So we have to find the original source. That is the God which created the universe. Lord Shiva is not the one who created the universe. As I told in my previous video, yogi is equivalent to God but not God. So this also gives you an indication. My responsibility or let's say my aim to put this video is not to prove that okay, you are wrong, I am right, etc. I am just trying to facilitate or give an idea about the truth. It's each and every individual. It's an individual matter. God says in Rigveda, Agnim Mide, Aham Agnim. Aham is a singular matter. It's a matter of personal faith. So it's your responsibility or your wish to go deep into the Vedic knowledge to understand if it's really from God or not. Because whatever I am saying, if you feel it can be false, then you have to put forward questions to an enlightened master like my Guruji, or you can write to me. I will ask my Guruji and tell you. If I know the answer which I have already listened from my Guruji, I can tell you logically, like what I have told you logically. So it's not that I want to condemn your way of worship or condemn your way of understanding about God. I am just telling that what God told about himself in Vedas, that Krinvanto Vishwam Aryam, try to make this whole world a noble person. Arya means one who knows Vedas, one who follows Vedas, one who worships God as per Vedas, one who has a good character. Because God says when you follow Vedas, you will imbibe these qualities automatically. Because when you know that God is omnipresent, you will have fear to do any sins. So these are the characteristics. So that's why I'm just trying to promote this knowledge in this website. There is no other reasons. So I have to, now it's already 17 minutes plus. So I have to, I will see you in another video. I will also speak more about Vedas in the coming videos, but I have another video which I will speak, and then that is also an important topic to understand. But if you like this video, please subscribe, forward to the people whom are interested to know about Vedas and about God and about this creation, etc. Catch you soon. Thank you so much. Namaste. Om.